you'll be told to shave bald. And it's not even for safety reasons, it's just China. Next, students always do morning exercises before classes. But what's crazy? Every school does exactly the same routine. It helps wake them up and get their bodies moving. Then, nap time is built into the school day. After lunch, students rest at their desks or in special nap rooms.
But did you know that in many Japanese schools, there's no dress code for graduation, and students can wear literally anything? So some show up in traditional kimonos, some dress like anime characters, and others even wear full costumes. Also, some schools ban hairstyles that look too adult. Even side bangs or soft curls can get you in trouble. See, in Japan, looking mature is seen as breaking the student image. Then, summer uniforms are mandatory on a set calendar date. Even if it's freezing, you still have to wear short skirts or sleeves, because in Japan, the schedule matters more than the weather. Almost no one knows that. In Japanese schools, phones are completely banned during classes, and many schools confiscate all phones in a box or even tell students to leave them at home. Secondly, students do Rajyo Taiso exercises always before classes start, and every school does the same routine, with music playing in the background. It gets students' bodies moving and wakes them up. Next, you can't wear your own shoes. Every kid gets school slippers called wabaki, and they're mandatory, because in Japan, every foot must be the same. Lastly, physical touch is not allowed. Even a hug or just a fist bump will get you called out. So American high school romances simply don't exist. In Japan, students have to clean their own classrooms. They sweep floors and even scrub bathrooms every day, because in Japan, discipline starts with responsibility. Next, everyone eats the same school lunch. They also serve themselves and clean their own trays, so no one feels richer, poorer, or left out. Teachers visit every home once a year. They check how the students live and talk directly to their parents. It keeps kids responsible in and out of school. Thirdly, drinking is banned. Even if you are dehydrated, it's the worst thing you can try to do, because in Japan, drinking during lesson is seen as bad manners. Next, your socks must be correct length, and for wearing too short or too fancy ones, you will be warned. Socks in Japan are official schoolwear, so only specific types are allowed. In Japan, your voice can be a problem. See, talking in hallways or even laughing too loud is punished, because silence shows discipline and control.
And what's funny, schools in China have basketball choreography classes instead of boring PE. But if you are wondering what happens when ball falls out of place during a demonstration, they'll pretend nothing happened and keep bouncing. Then, the Gaokao isn't just a test, it's your entire life. If you fail, second chances are very rare, and failing once already labels you while looking for jobs. In China, students are taught to stay silent. Even if you're confused, speaking up can seem disrespectful, so many just stay quiet and suffer in silence. Also, mental health doesn't exist here. Chinese students deal with anxiety and pressure, but no one talks about it, as stress is seen as normal. But did you know that students' uniforms are inspected like military equipment? Every day, teachers check collars, shoes, and make sure your shirt isn't crumpled, because if anything is wrong, you'll be called out immediately before the class even starts. Next, every student have to sing the national anthem. In China, it's the first thing you do in the morning, and messing up the lyrics isn't an option. Also, in China, windows stay open even in winter, and it doesn't matter how cold it is. Chinese believe that this allows the brain to stay sharp whole day. And if you also think like that, subscribe.
Lastly, health checkups are way too far. Even kids as young as 5 are told to lift their shirts during exams. Imagine being stripped in front of strangers, all in the name of health. In Japan, every day starts with class duty. Students run announcements and set up the classroom before lessons. In Japan, discipline is drilled in before school even begins. But the worst one is the senpai kohai system. From day one, juniors bow and use different words just to speak to seniors. Here, respect isn't earned, it's forced. In Japan, some schools are finally cracking down on phones. 2 hours a day max, and by 9 or 10 at night, they're shut off. It's strict, but it forces kids to actually sleep. Next, high schools like Yamabuki let students build their own schedule. You choose the classes and you choose the pace, but you graduate only after hitting 72 credits. Even tourists can try school for a day. You can put on the uniform and clean the Japanese classroom. It's literally high school turned into an expensive tourist attraction. But did you know that some schools allow genderless uniforms? You can choose skirts or slacks no matter who you are. It's just comfort and identity over Japanese traditions. In Japan even, safety around schools is taken seriously. Japanese schools put child-shaped signs on the streets to slow drivers down. It's very simple and not effective. Next, even sneezing is controlled. If you sneeze more than 3 times in class, the teacher will call you out. And honestly, this is just stupid. Next, in many Japanese schools, ponytails are banned. And it's not for safety reasons or anything like that. It's because they might distract male students.
However, in China, 5:30 a.m. starts are normal. In some strict schools, students wake up, do physical drills, and then study